Hello, thanks for coming back to part 3 of Qualifying Annual Fund Donors. I am your host, Joe Tumalo for Cup O Joe. In this last part of a 3-part series, I'm going to talk a little bit about when we get someone on the phone, annual fund donor, who clearly does not want to have a conversation. Suggestion number 1, recognize the elephant in the room. I will sometimes say to a donor, I am from the fundraising office. The last thing you probably want today is a fundraiser calling you. That's different. Most people are not expecting that from your typical robocaller. It's showing empathy. I get it. I'm not always crazy about getting fundraising calls either, as much as I love fundraising and do it all day long and get paid to do it. It's the reality. So acknowledge, that's the word I should use, acknowledge the reality. I am from the fundraising office. I get it. Last person you probably want to hear today. I do say, I am not calling to ask you for money over the phone today. That's not how I work. I think that separates us. We're professional fundraisers. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't call you out of the blue. You're already giving. And I'm calling to thank you and acknowledge the gifts you've already made. I had a donor not too long ago. As soon as he picked up the phone, he said, "What? Really? What?" And I said, "Actually, why?" He said, "What?" I said, "No, why? I'm calling to ask you why. Why are you so loyal? Why do you keep giving?" It really threw the guy off. In the end, the call never went anywhere, but I was able to keep him on the phone for a couple of minutes. If a donor says, "You know what? I stopped giving because you guys did this or you did that," and he's upset with the organization, again, showing empathy. Do you mind if we take a minute? You help me understand that? Maybe there's something I can do. I don't know. I can't control things always outside of the fundraising office, but I think I'm a good listener. And if you want to talk about it, and we know sometimes people just want to vent. We've all had that, donors who vent, and then you turn that around and they wind up staying as a donor and maybe even increasing. So being super, super empathetic and saying, yeah, I get it. I'd be upset too. Great thing to say, right? I'd be upset as well. So at some point, you can only do so much. The point is, have prepared a couple, I love the rule of threes, 3 things that you can say to try to neutralize the situation and see if the donor will calm down and have a conversation. If not, I like to end with, what would you need to see from us, hear from us, maybe to change your mind? They might give you an answer. If they say no, okay, well, thank you. We really appreciate it. Would you be opposed to my checking in 6 months or a year? Recall, we talked about that in part 2. Would you be opposed to? Would you object to my checking back? Let them stay in control. So the 3 parts. Part 1, we talked about sounding different than every other fundraiser, calling them. Lots of questions, open space, don't rush. Say things they're not expecting, good things they're not expecting. Be prepared to do that little survey. Some donors I speak with say they just want to keep writing a check and don't want anything else. Others say, if you can give me a compelling reason to do more, I'd be open to a conversation. Other people say, I don't know enough about your organization to really make a decision. The second part, we talked about, what are the 3 problems we fix? What are the problems? How do we fix them? What happens when we fix them? What's the impact? Hope all this was helpful. If you need help and want help building, expanding your individual giving program, plan giving program, major gifts program, please contact us. We can do a free, very high-level assessment on the phone, no obligation to you. joe@mpgdevelopment.com. Check us out online. If you have an idea you want to see on a future Cup of Joe, send us a message as well. And as always, thank you, our sponsor, for helping us make these videos.